This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. It's been a busy summer so far for the Bahamas Basketball Federation, and it's not over just yet. Come next week, our under-17 Central Basket boys team, they will play in Puerto Rico. And yesterday, our Julian Gibson passed by the AFI League gym to see how practice sessions have been going.
Benson, our under-17 boys national basketball team, well, they're warming up for competition, and head coach Darrel says that without the necessary months and months of preparation, he believes that the chemistry will come together.
You know, the kids like to play basketball, and we use that as a basis. They like to play basketball. You know, most of them are staying together. They're working together. I mean, so far so good. It's a work in progress, and I see it coming together.
Height, boy, it's going to be, you got to get some tall guys from those Caribbean countries. Height is always a challenge.
Every year is a challenge, but I understand we had a 7'1" kid arrive on the island today, DeAndre Aiden. So, hey, that's a lot of height, but as you can see, you know, it's not here. For whatever reason it may be, but it's not here. We could use it, but it's not here.
Going into Puerto Rico, what do you know about the competition, who you guys will be going up against? How tough will it be for you guys?
Very tough. This age group has never medaled in this age group. The Bahamas has a lot of work to do. The Virgin Islands has, in my opinion, you know, they've improved dramatically. You know, gone are the days when we would think, okay, we could just beat the Virgin Islands. It doesn't work that way. They've beaten us now. Out of the last 3 times we've been to Central, they've beaten us every time. And Dominica is Dominica, and Puerto Rico is Puerto Rico, and Mexico has always been a challenge for us. They might not have the athleticism we have, but they screen well. They play discipline, and they play within their means. And so I think personally, like I said, we can't go over there and take any team for granted. We just got to keep working hard.
How far do you think this team could go?
I mean, you know, depending on, you know, how hard we play, defense, I personally feel we could get in the medal round.
Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I am Julian Gibson.
Thanks a lot, Julian. Well, the Emancipation Holiday weekend is upon us. Competition at the Acklands Regatta is already underway, and we get an update tonight from Charles Fisher.
Skippers had a chance to unwind Thursday night during the official welcome and skippers party. Early in the day, it was serious business on the waters, and business as usual for legendary skipper Captain Emmett Monroe as he sailed the original Courageous to first series race in Class A.
We had a pretty good race again today. The condition was clear. We had a nice sailing breeze, and the competition was okay. I hope that everything would go on well, and I would be successful like how I was today.
How fitting, in a place where the late King Eric Gibson grew up, one of his boats, Queen Drusilla, would take the top spot in the first B-class race with protege Richard Ross on board.
It was nice, good sailing, nice breeze. Something went wrong with her and we capitalized on it. You know, we beat him to powder and we're going to do it again tomorrow and for the rest of the week.
2 more days of sailing to go, then the overall champs will be crowned. In Auckland for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
Thanks a lot, Charles. Now, 3 other regattas also taking place this holiday weekend in Cat Island, Black Point, and Rolleville. For some, it's almost a disservice to have so many regattas in one weekend, but regatta consultant, the Reverend Dr. Philip McPhee, says he doesn't see anything changing in the near future.
When you start something 40, 45, 35, 30 years, 20 years, it's difficult to change that date because people plan the events on a yearly basis. Many of these individuals book their rooms in a year in advance. And so it is hard to take a major date out and try to make it a successful event on a new date. That's why most everybody now are keeping to the dates they have. They are competing against the other islands, but off and on, they still have a successful event.
Over the years, the amount of money involved in regattas has grown, but still more is needed in order to help the sailors and the various committees.
Most of the boats don't have no sponsors. So the guys who are not up in the top 3 boats or the top 4 boats have to fend for themselves to pay for where they have to live, pay for their crew, and it's really expensive. Sometimes the food is expensive. So the minister's right. You know, if the companies or the regatta organizers could get together and make provisions for the sailors, it'd make it easy for us, because you know, it ain't like you're making $10,000. It ain't like, you know, you're just going there to help, and the money that you make at this regatta still is being spent back in that regatta for the vendors, so that, you know, so it's really tough.
Without the government support, most of these regattas probably would not come off. We do get quite a bit of private support, but because there's so many regattas, you know, you have to keep going back to the same major sponsors multiple times, and so we probably need to come up with some other kind of scenario to service and finance these regattas. You know, talked about sports lottery and those types of things. I think maybe the way to go, special tax, maybe 50 cents on some item, I don't know. But sailing is a sport that I don't think we should allow to fade on the side. It is very, very entertaining. It is certainly something that's been with us for years.
For those of you in the capital not traveling this holiday weekend, the Bahamas Basketball Federation's Summer of Thunder Series, that will get underway tomorrow night, and some much needed work has been done to the Kendall Isaacs Gym. For more on that, we swing it back over to Julian Gibson.
Benson, the basketball surface at the Kendall Isaacs Gym is undergoing a facelift before the start of the Bahamas Basketball Federation's Summer of Thunder.
There was a lot of water damage to the wood floor surface here. Lack of maintenance, really. However, there's some serious termite damage here in the wood. So there were sections that I had to actually take out of the floor area where we had some major leak. There was a major leak in the foyer section and the both sections underneath the basketball rims. So we had to cut those areas out and salvage some of the cutout sections from under the bleachers that we were able to replace and refinish. So now we have a pretty good surface for those guys to run up and down on, play some good basketball.
Now the sidelines are also in a state of disrepair, especially in the corners of the Kendall Isaacs Gym. So is it time for a new national gym?
I played for the opening of this gym many years ago, and I can see some deterioration in the building. Structurally, it's still sound, but as we grow, it's going to be too small this time. I think you see some around 3,000, 4,000. Probably need something around 12,000 to accommodate major, activities. I think the other day when Clay Thompson and all the guys were here, I'm sure they must have been disappointed. Going forward, once we get the project, once we get a facility, the key to it is maintenance. That's where we lose out. We do not maintain the facility properly. Once we maintain, we don't have too much problems.
Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I am Julian Gibson.
And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.